Hello and welcome to another video. This is my fourth video, Electronic Torture, How to Survive It, Part 4. As you may have seen, I've changed the name a little bit of my helping videos because I want to make sure that people see in the title what it is about and that they find their help quickly. I must apologize my lack of English. English is not my mother language. I'm from Germany, from Frankfurt. It's in the middle of West Germany, but okay, we don't have West and East Germany anymore, so you can say it is between the north and the south, somewhere in the middle, where the big airport is. And I see this chemtrails every day because here's a fire light for these airplanes, so they come from east to west and from north to south, and they all fly over this city, and you see so many crosses in a day with chemtrails, and the people become more and more sick. You can see it if you look at them. I think you can also recognize it in your country, wherever you are. I've seen that many people from US now are watching my videos. I appreciate this because I think this is really important that your country survive, because if not, if free America is falling or is defeated by this evil force, whole mankind will fall into slavery. You are the only free country in the world, or you was. I guess not so much anymore, but the idea of free speaking, of free thinking, all these inventions you made in your history is unthinkable without the Reformation. This Protestant ancestors that came into your country, they founded America on the ground of the Gospel, of the Bible. And this is the reason why this evil force wants to destroy your country. They started many years ago. From the beginning, you can say your whole history was a fight against this evil power, but they don't tell you at school. For example, did you know that JF Kennedy was murdered by an assassin from Vatican? Did you know that? I guess not. This is the reason why I showed you these three names in my first video. You can look again and you will find the answer of all these problems you have now in your country. But the point is, I don't have the time to discuss all this, because there are many victims of this modern Inquisition, cruel Inquisition that tortures people to death. I know what I'm talking about because I was nearly dead by that, and I survived. So I have to thank again this man, called himself Look Out for Charlie, in this YouTube world, or his YouTube channel is named with Look Out for Charlie, and he's a man from your country, and I recommend to see his films. The two most important films I float up in my channel, and I want to say that there's something that makes me a little bit angry, because I see there's a tendency that people may look many videos as much they can, and they prefer, it seems that they prefer short videos. So this video by Look Out for Charlie, the name is The Missing Link. There are some about 30 people who clicked it, and the other video, The End of Electronic Harassment, there may be 9 or 10, so that means 3 times more for the short video, maybe 14 minutes, and the other video, 47 minutes, only 9, so 3 times more for the shorter video. Yeah, you can see this is a tendency. People want to see not so long videos, and what is really a pity is the short videos is interesting, of course. You see how they made a battery of us, that they sprayed this fungi, and this fungi producing this electrolytes, mangan oxide. I show it for you. It is this picture in this video. You can see when you open this video. I mean, it is very interesting, but the problem is the other video is much more important, because this video, The End of Electronic Harassment, is telling you how you survive this shit, and the other video not. You cannot learn in 14 minutes how this thing works, how this technique works, and you will not learn how to defend yourself in a short video of 14 minutes. It's impossible. I notice also that here it is. You remember, this is Missing Link, the video of Look Out for Charlie, and you see this mangan oxide. They are moving, and they produce a currency in your body or in your skin. And this video, 14 minutes, 3 times more clicks, and the other video, oh, it's too long, I don't have the time, and I want to see all these other videos. Oh, maybe I miss another important video, so I just take this short one and see many other videos. But you can see many other videos, and you are dumb like before, because most of the videos are not helpful. I say this. I can say this by own experience, and you must see also longer videos, and these other videos from Look Out for Charlie. He made a lot of other videos. He's still making videos, but the last videos are more about mind control and voice to skull and all the things. This is also interesting, but more interesting is that you survive, and I want you to survive this. So look only these 2 videos, and look the longer one. The longer one is more important than the short one. It's called The End of Electronic Harassment. I mentioned also the blog of Look Out for Charlie. It's like this. I looked on it, and I was upset because there's nothing more in it. I don't know the reason why. Maybe they blocked it, or he took it away, what he put in it. There were a few texts, yeah, about his films, and not much, but it was somehow helpful, but now there's nothing on this block anymore. Yeah, sorry that I recommended it. It was maybe 1 year ago that when I was last time there, I saw something on it, and now there's nothing more on this blogspot anymore. I'm sorry. I want to apologize my bad English. Sometimes I take the wrong words or I choose the wrong words. For example, I was talking about this cap and about this tissue, and I didn't know the name of this tissue. It is from lamb wool, but it is a special tissue. It's called felt. You know, it is specially produced to make it more larger or even more curled. So that is a good, that helps you from this radiation when they try to get your brain. And you also may wonder why I said last video I'm under attack. Well, of course, there are other methods than Morgellons to shoot people. They are these old school methods they developed in the 60s or in the 50s in the Cold War. There are still brain waves that hit my brain. This Morgellon technology is quite new. It is made the last, I guess, in the 80s, maybe in the 70s. But this older technology simply take a microwave. Your brain has a special frequency, and they take your brain frequencies to make you dizzy or however. But as I promised, I said before, this crucial or this cruel pain is made by these Morgellons, these small antennas under your skin. This is your main problem that makes the most pain. But of course there are other methods. So this is made by felt, and I said, yeah, it's original from Scotland. Yes, because in Scotland they had a lot of sheeps. During the industrialization of England, they used the sheep for clothes. That was the time before cotton came. Cotton later in your country, in this Dixieland, in New Orleans, in the south of North America, they had this cotton plantations. But before that, they had this cheap wool industry in Scotland or in the north of England, and they made this special felt of it for Scottish men. You know, this red skirts. They wear it also today when they play their doodle-sacks. And this tissue is very helpful for your brain. I said also you should take a bowl when you make your inhaling, and I said I didn't know the name of this. It's called Imamel. So it's Imamel. It is important because you put in this Epsom salt and this apple vinegar, organic produced vinegar, apple vinegar, which is organically produced, and for example iodide solution. So Imamel is quite robust, or you can say it is somehow good. What is not good is a pot of iron or metal that reacts with Epsom salt, and maybe you can do it, but after maybe 1 year you can throw this pot away. I want to say that this is no good. If you put there hot water in it, this plastic comes with this hot water in your lung. So this plastic is not good for your health. It is also responsible for many kinds of cancers. This plastic or this ingredients that they take to make this plastic soft or somehow stable, it's not good for your health, so please don't take this for inhaling, because you need hot water. Then I said also some things about I said meal, but I meant flour. It is because in Germany we say meal, and I just changed a little bit meal into meal, but of course meal is if you cook something and you want to make a dinner to your wife or to your with your friends and you cooking a meal, but I meant flour, and I said you have to avoid this flour made by wheat. This is what the Mogallons like, what they eat and what makes them growing, multiply in your body. I show it to you just a little bit that to make sure what you see what I mean. It is white flour made by wheat. This makes them grow. What is also dangerous for you if you are a target person, industrial sugar. I don't have it with me. I know that I think you know what I mean. Industrial sugar, it's white. Maybe brown sugar is a bit better, but you should avoid sugar or reduce sugar. Before I was targeted, I was a sugar junkie. I loved all these products by wheat, pizza, pasta, noodle, cakes. I loved this. I made cakes by my own. Yeah, apple cake, plum cake, all with this flour and white flour, and I went many times to the bakery. I don't know if you have it. In Germany there are special bakeries. You go in and you buy your you know this you make your hamburgers with white bread. We have many regions in Germany. They have this brezel, especially in the south. The Bavarian people, they love their brezel, and every time when I see this mothers in Frankfurt also, because it's near to the south, they have this white flour products like brezel, wecken, I don't know in English, in your language I don't know. You know, all this stuff, white little breads, or the France people, they have this baguettes, and I love this very much before I was a target, and then I realized I have less pain without it. Yeah, and every time I see these mothers, they giving their children this brezel. Ah, you want to have a brezel? Oh yes, and then the children, they eat this brezel, and after that they begin to cry. You really can see this. Why? Because the children are more sensitive, like we adults, and they feel the pain when these morgellons are growing inside them, and it really breaks my heart when I see this. And sometimes I'm thinking, who will survive this? Who will survive this? I don't know. I think nobody knows, and the main problem is nobody knows about morgellons. we targeted persons, we can make this experience, or we can feel the benefit of doing these methods from Lookout for Charlie or what I tell you, but the other people, they even don't notice that they are under attack. And when they realize it's maybe too late for them, so I don't know who will survive this, but it's the greatest war ever put on mankind. It is the Third World War. There's no, you can't compare it with the Second and the First World War, because it's so well hidden that the people don't even know that they are under attack, and they are mind controlled. I told you that this Morgellons can also make the people lazy, dumb, that they are not criticize anything. They can turn off your critical thinking. It's true. They can choose the right frequency, and they have all this Morgellons in the head, and the people, they say by themselves, well, there's no problem, and they believe it. So this is the greatest war we ever had. It's on the mind, it's on the bodies. The bodies are full with this, also with other things, not only Morgellons. But again, Morgellons are the main weapon. I will explain some more aspects of this weapon, but yeah, I think it is better to tell you what helps you out. I make these videos for targeted individuals, and I hope that also other people see these videos, that they see, well, it's also a problem of mine, but I fear that they don't even listen. Okay, I continue. What I want to say, there's a bread, it is a little bit better. It is called Rhine, especially for people from the north of Germany like me. They love this bread, and this is a little bit better. It is called, we call it black bread. It's made by Rhine, and this Rhine, but it's also not so good. I take it sometimes on a weekend, on Sunday. Yeah, it reminds me of the good old times when I had a cake, when I had a bread. And, you know, for a German not to have bread anymore, it's hard, because this was part of my life, but not anymore. This Rhine bread I can eat maybe one time in a week. So if I eat it every day, I have more problems. My brain becomes sick again. I'm becoming lazy, tired, and one part or one effect the Morgellons have is that they make people tired, and when you are under attack, they send you special frequencies that they multiply inside your brain, inside your body, and you become more and more weak and tired, and you feel tired, and you think, well, let's have a rest, and I need a little bit more rest, and then you lay down again, and then you forget to go out of your apartment, and after a few months, just going out for making some shopping, it is not enough. If you do nothing, you eat white flour, sugar, you don't move, you stay at home, you are dead within a year. I would say a year, it can be 8 months, can be more. It depends how quick they want to have you dead. So it is a question of how important you are. If you are enemy of state like I, because I make these videos, of course they want to kill me, but if you say enemy of a state, there is no state anymore. The state is gone. There's only one world government, and they decide who are allowed to live and who must die. So this is not a government for me. When I think about a government, I'm thinking about there's a leadership that makes benefits for the people, that protect people, but they don't. They have this pact with this evil force, with this government in Rome, and they kill their own people. They're hoping that they will stay alive, that they are chosen, and they feel this power of the beast, and they feel strong, but even their own children are dying. Sometimes I'm thinking, if they are mad or crazy, I don't know if they are human anymore, but they are, one thing is sure, they are not Christians, and this is quite sure, they are not Christians. They hate us and they want to see us dead. So, okay, the subject for today is, this was my addition to the last videos I made. I'm sorry that it will take time, but it is not possible to make this all clear in a few minute video. It is impossible. If you do what I recommend you, or look out for Charlie tells you, if you start doing this, you will see that my theory is right. There are artificial life forms in our body that catch the energy and they transform it into signals that harm your body and your DNA. So the first step must be to get rid of this organism. And I showed you in my last videos how to do it. But the subject today is repairing your nervous system. There's another attacking point, or if you want a front, we say front, I don't know in English, battle place. It's our nervous system. It is not made by Morgellons, it is made by replacing our minerals and attacking our nerves with this round up shit that comes from the airplane, and also with organic phosphates you find in your food. If you eat vegetable not organic produced, it is normally sprayed with pesticides, and this organo-phosphates attacks your nerves, and if you have weak nerves, they can easily hit you with this devices. Even targets feel it, but also other people feel it. If you look around, you may see that the people are a kind of zombie, that they move slow, that they sometimes have think twice, that they are reacting slowly when they think about something, when they're talking. It has to do with this attack of our nervous system, and I try to tell you how this works and what you can do to repair your nervous system. This time I start with explanation, and then I show you what you can do. Otherwise it makes no sense, because you wouldn't understand this. You wouldn't understand what it, why I take this for repairing my nervous system, but I can say it helps a lot, and I want suggest you, or I want to appel. I just made a stay on. It's worthy. I'm not talking shit. I know it's not easy. Listen to me, because yeah, I'm under attack since several years now. So my speaking is not very interesting. I know this, but you will see. The things I tell you will help you. You will see it. Well, I took this from this guy, from this man. He's called Harald Kautz-Weller. I load up a video. He flies sometimes to US, and he makes some he speaks there about his topics, and his topics are transhumanism, mind control, and all this Morgellon shit. He knows very good. And there was one interview in German, but it was so important that I want to tell you about this interview, what he was saying. It was about attacking our nervous system, and he said so important things that I want to suggest you to hear this, to listen this. You know that there 5G is coming. That means more radiation, stronger radiation, and of course they are also attacking our nervous system with this. They will attack it with 5G also. So this can be very important for you to survive. It's all about this nerves. I start what he was talking about. He said a nerve is made by change. There's a protein, a prion, and then comes copper, and again it is always protein, prion, copper, and then again. And there's one problem in the Western world, that the people have too much mercury inside their body, and this mercury removes this protection from your nerve. It's called tubulin. So your nerve is covered with a kind of glove, or it's called tubulin, and this tubulin is attacked by mercury, and if this tubulin is gone, then they're coming in this organo-phosphates. You inhale it from the chemtrails, or you eat it with pesticides, and this organo-phosphates, after the mercury has removed your cover from the nerve line. If you want, there are lines of nerves or tissue, nervous tissue in your brain, in your body, in your whole body. There is this organo-phosphates, and they are stealing the copper that is in your nerve chain. As I said, protein, prion, copper, and they take the copper out because this protecting glove, it is destroyed by mercury, and then if the copper is gone, there are other atoms like barium and strontium that replaces the copper. They go into the nerve tissue and taking the place the copper had before, but the copper was stolen by this nanophosphate, by this pesticides. And maybe you heard about it, that they spray also barium and strontium, and you inhale it, and then it takes the place of the copper in your nervous system. And this barium and strontium are heavy metals, also like mercury, but they are also magnetic. So that means your whole nervous system is an antenna for magnetic waves, for electromagnetic waves, so they can hit you even with that. So it's not only about Morgellons. Morgellons is another kind of attacking DNA directly, but this barium and strontium, and it is also connected with titanate and piezo crystals. The tricky thing is piezo crystals. I load up a film with hexagons. They looking like hexagons. These crystals, they are moving also into your nervous system, and if you give them energy, those crystals, they're spitting electrons, so they're giving impulses to your nervous system, and this can also be used for mind control. If you know which frequency you have to take, you can give people meanings, thoughts, feelings that they think it's by their own, but it's not. Artificial feelings, artificial thoughts, ways of thinking, and all kinds of this, attitudes, whatever you want. So in this interview, Howard Kautzweller, he said also that this Arabic Spring was made by this technology. You remember there was one man in the north of Africa, the country was Tunisia, and he burned himself on a marketplace. It was I think he sold vegetable, and he was a salesman, a small salesman, and he was ruined by this high prices of oil or fuel. So his life was going down. So he thought he had no other choice. He committed suicide and he burned himself with gasoline. So the people standing around, they saw this, and they they had a shock. Of course, they were shocked. They had anger, and they can take the signals, these patterns of electron moving inside the head. They can read it. They can read it by electromagnetic waves, and they can take this feelings or this anger and all this hate they felt in this moment, and they can place it in other brains, in brains of somebody else, in many people, in a mass of people. So this is the reason why this revolution uh, burned, moved like fire over the whole North African area until it reached Egypt. And this technology can be used for mind control, and it's all about removing, changing our nervous tissue, especially in the brain. So they bring in barium-strontium-titanate together with piezo crystals, and for us targeted individuals is important that maybe you feel sometimes lack of hope, or you feel depressed, or you think, oh no, there's no way out, and it can be that these thoughts are artificial made, and don't believe every feeling you have. If you feel sometimes, oh, I don't want it, and I can't go on anymore, and maybe I commit suicide. Don't do this, because maybe this is not your own thoughts. They put it in you because they want you to commit suicide, that you make the dirty work for them. So don't do this. And of course also this barium and strontium, it is magnetic, and they can send you a magnetic wave that makes you feel like, okay, I think you know what I mean. I had this several times, but now not anymore. They can't hit me with a magnetic wave anymore. It is not a fine wave, it's a mass of energy. They just shooting electrons around in a how you say it, in circle, and then in a the word, I will look at it. There's it is copper wire, and it is in circles, and you find it in electric motors. Every time you send electrons, there comes a big magnetic wave. You find it also on a scrap yard when they take this metal scrap, and then there's a big magnet, and whoop, they moving this old cars and all. So they have also devices to hit you with a magnetic wave, and if you repair your nervous system, you can be free of that. So I want to tell you how this works. First of all, you have to avoid any organo-phosphates, so don't go to Walmart and buy fruits or vegetable not organic produced, because they are full of pesticides. And also this bread, you should not eat bread anymore. No white bread anymore, no. But if you eat other breads, maybe rye bread, so make sure that it is organic produced, because on that grains they put also this Roundup herbicides, like Roundup. So also this bread is full of herbicides, of organophosphates, and you should move to organic food at all. And so this is the one thing. The other thing is, you can replace your copper with this copper I showed you in the last video, in my third video. You can take a little bit copper. There are other minerals that are important, like potassium. You know that this barium removes your potassium out of your nerves. So if you take potassium, this is helpful. Iron of course, because iron is good for your own magnetic field and for your red blood cells. And I also take Selen, but all these minerals are not as good as own-made soup made by bones, by animal bones. And I show you a glass. I have a glass with me, so just a second. You know, you can make it hot, and if you produce it and you fill it up, and on the top there's a layer of fat, so that keeps it clean, and it's vacuum, so you don't have to put it in the refrigerator. You can even put it in your kitchen, in a room, and there's a vacuum, and so if you open it, it must make a click, like so. That means that this is clean. If it's not clicking, so that means that it's not good anymore, and maybe somebody else has opened it and put something else in it. I told you about these gang stalkers, that they like to poison your food. It's not that you die, but normally they put magnetic powder, or maybe barium, I don't know what. They put it nano size in your water, in your fluids. You drink it, and then they shoot at you, and then you have this magnetic distortion in your brain. This soup of bones, how do you make it? It is important again, organic produced animals, like cow or sheep. No pork. You don't make soup of pork bones. We don't do this in Germany. I think it's not usual. It must be organic. Why? The normal animals in a meat factory, they are full with antibiotica, pharmacy. All these things are in their bones, and you poison yourself if you make a soup of these bones. Why? So how you make it? You do it at night, in the evening, and it must be slowly, and so longer it takes, so better it is. So maybe 10 hours the whole night, and no boiling. Don't let it boil the water, just under the, just smooth. Maybe I don't know. In Germany, I can't tell it, because you have not Celsius, you have Fahrenheit. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. But okay, smooth. No, the water not boiling the whole night, many hours, and all these minerals in these bones. Interesting is the backbone. The backbones are very good, because in the backbones there's this nerve of this sheep or of this cow, and if you can catch these minerals, if one glass means one dish of a soup, you make it a little bit hot, not boiling, because if you boil it, you destroy a lot. So don't let it boil. You eat it, you can feel the healing in your reptilian brain. you feel how these nerves are connecting again, and you will see when you try it. This is the end of my fourth video. Repair your nervous system, remove the strontium barium out, get rid of this mercury. I told you how, and I had a movie load up. It's called the Andrew Cutler method. Yeah, there's a woman, she tells you how to do it. You have to remove your amalgam fillings out of your teeth to get this mercury out, and yeah, this is how to repair your nervous system, and it will make you stronger and you will resist these attacks. So, see you next video.